Hey everyone, I'm back. Took a little break here. A lot of stuff going on in thy personal life. But guys, guys, I have a little announcement to make. Oh, guys, what is this? What is this on my hand? Big changes. I went from being me to being someone's fiance on New Year's Eve. Yeah. the ball dropped and then my heart dropped when I saw this ring in front of me by this very, very lovely individual that asked me to marry him. uh I really, guys, was not expecting it at all. As you can see, I'm getting really red. and so I was really, really surprised. I did not expect that at all. And so I just yeah, if you guys don't know, if you didn't see on my community board, yes, I was asked to get married, and I was asked to be if I would marry Ronnie, and I said yes. So that was on New Year's Eve, and it was I was very, very surprised. So I just wanted to share that with all of you guys first and foremost, and a lot more I want to share about that. And on the community board, you guys were really excited, and a few people had some questions, and I would like to answer those questions, and I'm going to do so in some videos upcoming, so that I can get to that. uh Thank you so much for your support. And so so guys, tonight I want you to hang on, because I'm going to get into some stuff. But before I do, and it's going to be for some people, they're not going to want to hear what I have to say. But before I do, I wanted to just announce real quick that I have a narc abuse spiritual recovery group that I'm putting together right now as we speak. We were about to do this and launch this group this week. And because I'm finding out about some of my clients' schedules, we're going to postpone it for about a week or so. So if you're interested in joining this group, please reach out to me, guys. There's never been a time, and you're going to reach out to me by my email address, which is tracefaceit@gmail.com. There's never been a time, guys, that I can't find us a time to meet once a week, no matter what time zone you're in. I always make it work for us. So please make sure, if you're interested in this group, that you reach out to me so that I can get you a part of it. And we're going to tap into spiritual aspects of what's going on for each of us, and why we might feel stuck, or having we have the desire to move forward, but it's not happening. It's because you're spiritually stuck, and I want to show you how to fix that and how to get delivered. And I'm going to show you everything I know. The next big announcement I have, guys, is I booked the retreat. It is going to be a woman's retreat. It's a woman's retreat that I'm booking for April. It's not to say I'm not going to have a co-ed retreat coming up further on throughout the year, but this one that I originally planned in November has been rescheduled and is coming up April 26th through the 30th. Please email me if interested. I am going to only have a certain amount of spots, and I'd like for you to be there. It was amazing last year, you guys. It really, I mean, the amount of healing that occurred, the amount of growth, people left there feeling like a new person. So please, if you're interested, make sure that you reach out to me and you email me at tracefaceit@gmail.com, so that we can get you signed up now, so you can be a part of this group, because it's something that I believe is really going to help you to heal and to grow, especially being around other people that have been through some of the things you guys have been through. Okay. So, all right, I am going to dive into this topic tonight, and some of you are not really going to want to hear this, and that's okay, but it's got to be said. I wrote this, you guys, in the wee hours of the night when I was dealing with my sick cat, who is still not okay. He's still not out of the woods. We're dealing with he's having issues with this prescription meds he's on. It's not helping his stomach, and I could go on and on about what I've been dealing with over here, but I'm not going to get into that tonight. Just know that your prayers, you guys, truly help and have helped get me to this place and helping make sure that my cats are going to be okay. my my babies here. So please keep your prayers in mind for them, because one in particular is still not out of the woods, and um I'm very concerned about that. So if you could just make sure you keep him in your prayers, my Miles, that would be great. All right, all right, I'm about to read something that I wrote, okay, way back, a few weeks back. This is going on now. I haven't been on here for a while because I've had so much other stuff going on. Right. And so I wanted to make sure I read this to you guys, because this is just, uh, it just came to me in the middle of the night, and I got up and I started to write, and I didn't stop. So I'm going to read this to you guys. All right. And I want you guys to comment on what you think. Okay? Please leave your opinions. Feel free. We all have our opinions on this, but I got a pretty strong one, all right? Because I'm about to divulge into all the research I have this year, you guys. I've been waiting. I've been waiting. I told you guys this before. All the different people I've worked with in the last, going on almost 5 years, coming up the end of the spring would be 5 years for me. I've been working with people. I have a lot of information to share with you guys, a lot of facts, a lot of research I've gathered on my own. So I can't wait to share that with all of you. Okay. And show you the things that I know. It's not hearsay. It's literally what I've seen. Okay. So here we go, right? I'm about to tell you how we're going to change this whole world we're living in right now. Are you ready? You ready? Are you actually ready for this? Because I don't know if you are. Here we go, right? Now I'm going to read you some definitions. ADHD. ADHD, having difficulty with emotional regulation. Now, these are the definitions you will find in psychology definitions. Also, if you go to Google, this is what is going to come up on Google. So I want you guys to know this, right? Next thing I have, fearful avoidance, a disorder characterized by social discomfort and avoidance of interpersonal contact. You're going to find many of the psychologists on here, or people that claim they have a interactions with this. They're going to say on these TikTok videos and so on and so forth, is that it's defined as someone who has avoidant personality disorder, who avoids intimate and social contact with others. People with this condition may be extremely shy, fear ridicule, and be overly concerned with looking foolish. They'll go on to say that the best thing about this type is that they wait for the person to mess up, so that they wait for the person to make a mistake so that they can make a clean run from the person. That's what a fearful avoidant does. So this is how these online counselors are explaining to us why they're attaching to us and then ghosting us. Next one I have on here, anxious attachments. Anxious attachments, anxious avoidant people, okay, are not only afraid of intimacy and commitment, this is how it's described to us, but they distrust and lash out emotionally at anyone who tries to get close to them. Anxious avoidants often spend much of their time alone and miserable, or in abusive or dysfunctional relationships. Next, narcissists. Well, symptoms include an excessive need for admiration, disregard for others' feelings, an inability to handle any criticism, and a sense of entitlement. Then we go on To actually be diagnosed from a psychologist as having NPD, you have to have a certain amount of these traits. You got to take the test and then you got to see how many of these traits to qualify as actually having NPD. Next, borderlines. Borderlines are classified and defined here as having unstable moods, behaviors, and relationships. Bipolar. The biggest report you'll find on bipolar is mood episodes. Now, hang on with me for a minute because I'm going to get into something you might not expect. Paranoid schizophrenia, classified, defined, definition is lack of emotion, social withdrawing, eccentric behavior, illogical thinking. Now, the latest one we're going to see quite a bit on all these on all these uh, social networks and platforms is the newest trend is the neurotypicals, neurodivergence, neurotypicals. Neurotypicals are not displaying or characterized by autistic or other neurologically atypical patterns or thoughts uh, or behaviors. Neurotypical individuals often assume that their experience of the world is either the only one or the only correct one. Is anybody else at this point starting to feel a little bit confused? Anybody? Because I know I am. I'm I'm reading all this and my head's spinning. And we got a commenter here saying, I think I've met all of these. I'm not sure what I am though. You see what I'm saying? Do you guys get what I'm saying? Otto puts this comment here. Do you guys get what I'm saying here? Any single one of us can sit here and be like, well, I think I have traits of this, 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 maybe even this. Anybody. Anybody can sit there and say, gosh, this is confusing. Or wait a minute, was he a narcissist? Or was he a fearful avoidant? Wait a second. Oh, maybe he's a fearful avoidant. Okay, maybe I got to learn more about that now. I'm gonna get some books on this. I'm gonna find some TikTokers and YouTubers that are talking about this. Let me see. Let me see. Uh why they're acting the way they are with me. Or let me figure out for myself why I'm acting the way I am with me. Oh, okay. You know what it is, guys? I got this diagnosis and this diagnosis and this diagnosis and this title and this title and this title and this title. And that's what's going on here. That's what it is. That's my problem. Now, Ray Rayanne Massoli. Maybe some people are just assholes. Okay, guys, I'm not laughing because when does it end? When do we all stop making excuses for ourselves and for others? Is anybody with me? Is anybody in the room tonight that gets this? That is feeling this way? That is completely confused? Completely like, wait a minute. Now, guys, it's one thing. This is what I've always said on my channel. If you've watched my channel from beginning, how many times have I said this? It's one thing to understand the behaviors. And I believe psychology, that's what it's doing. It's making you understand behaviors of people, right? And that you could classify somebody as being all this or more of this or more of that. However, However, here's what I got to say. Are you ready for this? I don't think some of you are. Here we are. Here we are. Here's what I'm about to say. And I'm about to get real passionate because I wrote this in the wee hours of the night when I deal with so many people that are hurting on every single day on different levels of hurt. It's all the same. People are hurting out there. And people are hurting from either what is being done to them or what they're doing to themselves. So here it is. Here it is. Let me just yell it out from the sky. Own your crap. Own it. Fix it. Learn self-discipline to stop hurting other people around you and to stop hurting yourself. Oh, well, it's not that simple, Tracy. Right, right. So let's go back and ask my buddy I worked with for over 10 years, my coworker, Chris. Explain to me he was going down a very, very bad road in high school. His stepfather used to physically abuse him, throw him down the stairs. He identified that he was becoming the very same angry, bitter man. And guess what? He turned it around. Why? Why did he turn it around? Because in early adulthood, he made the choice. He made the choice to never, ever be or do what his stepdad was and did, period. It's a personal choice. And if you made the choice to get yourself a good counselor in early adulthood and start to take a good look at what has happened to you and what you don't want to happen, then your chances of choosing good character and integrity increases. Whereas if you don't want to own your own crap and blaming others as well as hiding behind your labels, it's not going to do anything but create another toxic individual that's going to go out there hurting good, innocent people that never saw you coming. So why is this important tonight? Why is this message important? Because it's the young people we have to get in front of. It's the young folks. They don't even understand what they've been raised upon, what they can do to fixing it. Sure, let the psychologist help you understand your diagnosis, help you understand why you are this way. But what actually happened to you in childhood, but don't stay there. Stop staying there. Stop hiding behind that. Don't use that label to continue to give you excuses to be an a-hole. That label does not give you the excuse to cheat. That label doesn't give you the right to ghost good people and bow out of uncomfortable conversations that a good person in your life deserved. That label doesn't give you the right. How are you so stinking special that you're entitled to act this way? Huh? Nope. So here's your self-help. Here's your self-help. Here's your therapy. Other than sitting in a room on a couch with a person who under HIPAA law can't even discuss their own personal struggles with you. And more than half of them have never even experienced the extent of diabolical harm narcissists inflict on other people. So here's my self-help to all of you. Go learn some self-discipline skills. Go take some martial arts classes. Learn spirituality, how this is actually a spiritual disorder, not a psychological one. I've been saying it for the last 5 years on my channel. There's something wrong with your very own spirit and your soul. So learn, grow. You let that knowledge and that new self-discipline you're learning help you to have a filter on that mouth of yours and take the high road instead. These are what these narcissists, I'm watching these narcissists, self-proclaimed narcissists on these channels going, God, we can't help it. Do you think we can actually help it? We can't help it. I can help it. You can help it. We all can help it. That's what it's about. It's about your character and your integrity. That's what defines your quote unquote personality disorder. No, it's the attitude you wake up and choose to have. You can be better. You can be better. Why aren't we showing this? Why aren't we talking about this? All of us can be better. Every single one of us can do better and choose and wake up to be better. Most people are at the very least intrigued by Jesus Christ. You want to know why? Because of his character and his integrity. At the very least, people want to learn about this guy. It defined all the odds. Everything about him. Everything about him was good. He was the opposite of all things evil. It seemed completely effortless. He could treat all people, places, and things as though they were the very extension of himself in the healthiest of manners. He was walking, talking decency. Nobody can argue that. Some people will say he is not the Messiah. He's not actually God. He was just this cool man that walked the earth. Fine, we'll give him that. He was a cool man that walked the earth. He was walking, talking decency. He was the truest definition of love. And when you read all the labels I just described to you in this beginning of this video, what do you see? I see people that are having a lack of life for oneself and for others. We fix this world when we go hard in a way we never had at fixing ourselves. Oh, I'm going to show you the biggest donor with the most money, the hero of our community. Well, if he can go home and treat his wife and his kids like dirt, his donation means absolutely nothing. Nothing. Oh, I don't really care. People will say this. I don't care about any of the former president's personal life, just as so long as they have a good business sense to run this country. Right. And people think karma doesn't exist. You ask Jacqueline Kennedy the number that JFK did on her heart. Go ahead and ask her. If you could. Ask her the number that JFK did on her heart. No one cares about that though, right? And take a good hard look at how his life ended. So, I'm very passionate about this. If we take away anything from this video, it's that character and integrity take hard, honest work. It's a daily battle, but it affects the entire world. It affects where we are going after this place. And if you're not worried about that, why don't you take a look, you see? This rise, people say to me every day, Tracy, why is there such a rise of this narcissistic society? Because it's the lack of God. It's the lack of God, which is the equal of lack of love. When people stop believing that there was anything higher than themselves, and then they feel they have, that's where they go along. I have zero consequences to my actions. And so here we sit. Here is where we are. And we're sitting here wondering why there's so many narcissists. People like us can seriously feel that this world simply is not right. We can feel it. We can feel it. So it's time to make the changes. It's time to start saying hello again to people on the streets. And if they want to force their boundaries on you, all you said was hello, and they're looking now for money because you said hello to them. That's up to you to say, sorry, I was just being polite and saying hello, trying to bring back some friendliness. I don't have any money to give you. It's time to start seeing that our devices here, our little devices are our arch nemesis. Every single time in this industry that I'm in, everybody's giving advice. Everybody's giving advice. Listen to my advice. Swipe. Listen to my advice. Swipe. No, listen to my advice. It's saturated with people giving advice that have zero credibility, zero life experience to be giving and handing out advice. Or they're handing out really toxic advice. And it is so saturated and there is so much of it, and it is going to blow your brains in trying to figure it all out. Stop with this. This is all harmful stuff. Swipe left, swipe right. Going on Instagram, all that stuff, low vibrating. It is not. These devices are tearing us all apart. They're not bringing us together. It's time. It's time for us to start making changes. It's time to start complimenting people that we normally wouldn't. How about the fast food workers right now in this crazy economy dealing with crazy people screaming and hollering at them day in and day out? It's time to start complimenting the fact that they're working really hard and you can see it. It's time to start noticing the kid in class that nobody talks to. It's time to start letting children be who they are. Stop telling children how to fit into the mold we force them to be. It's time to stop allowing abusive people to get away with it. It's time to hold them accountable, to put their pictures up in public and show the full on receipts of their choice behavior. It's time to face the consequences and our own behaviors. It's time to take a good hard look in the mirror. It's time to do things out of the kindness of our heart for our elderly neighbor without having to post it on social media for clout. It's time. It's time. It's time to start helping one another. And those who choose to get the help, let them be. I'm sorry, those who choose not to get the help, let them be. Please let them be. Eventually, the truth seekers and the light workers are going to join together with one another. And the pointless Pontius Pilates of society and their followers, they're going to find one another too. That is the divide we're going to see. We're already seeing it. It's going to keep occurring. Good against evil. The good people will unite. The evil people will follow one another. So now, right now, is literally all we've got. We can't go back. We literally just have now. And today is the day. And then if we're actually granted tomorrow, well, we plan for that too. Guys, it can get really, really confusing out there if you allow it to be. And it's time we start getting perspective on this stuff and we start to realize what is actually going on. It's bogus if you think about it. It's getting out of control and it's bogus thinking. You know, instead of listening to all these influencers and all these people telling you how to live your life and what you should be doing and not doing, go outside and join the birds. Seriously, take a walk and shut it off. You know, I mean, it's pointless. It's not helping us. This isn't helping us. The introspection is what's going to lead to the change, but a lot of people are looking to blame and figure out, well, this is why I'm the way I am. It's one thing once you finally have figured out that, yes, I've talked about this on the channel all the time. We have already figured out what has gone on for us, who has wronged us, who in our life needs to go, who a lot of us had no we started off all crazy by the way we were brought up. And some of us feel like we didn't even stand a chance, but I'm here tonight to tell you, yes, you do. Yes, you do stand a chance. Yes, you have a major chance to turning things around and to being uh, the best you can be. I see here from Siegel Rock Squawk, I read a book called The Power of Now. Amen. Eckhart Tolle. He is amazing. He is amazing. Because you know what? You know what he did? He showed you how to stay in the moment, to stop your anxiety, which guess what, guys? Anxiety, depression, all those horrible negative feelings and emotions, they're coming from either living in the past or fearing the future. And his entire book is about how not to do that. It's brilliant. Trace Copeland writes, when did kindness go out of style? Exactly. Exactly what I'm getting at here. You know, a lot of people think that A lot of people feel like I have to have kindness for the narcissist. I got to turn the other cheek like I learned about from Jesus, and I got to do these things. Well, some of the kindest things you could ever do are telling the narcissist no and walking away. That's kindness for a narcissist, you see? William Soloka writes, I survived a very controlling family. I made it, and so can you. Amen. Amen. This is what I'm talking about. Okay? Guys, I find myself making excuses for myself all the time. Okay? I do it. I'm just as guilty. Oh, I'm really upset about my cat. I can't work out today. He's not okay and I'm not okay. I'm not going to do it. I'm upset. Like I can keep doing that, or I can own that I'm making excuses for myself. And this is something very minuscule of working out. I know that you guys are going through a heck of a lot more than that, but it's just a small minuscule example. This is what I'm talking about. Yes. But see, Jill, you can tell your narcissistic. You can tell now that you learned from your narcissistic boss of 17 years, you wish you would have told him no. Well, now you're going to start saying no a heck of a lot more times than you ever thought. You're going to look at somebody very easily now and say no. No more excuses. This is the year of it, guys. We're going to either own our own crap and we're going to change the world that way, or we're not. Or we're going to be part of the problem. And look, I want to, as a disclaimer, I'm going to say it again. I am for no way, shape, or form trying to blame anybody for having issues. Because guess what, guys? We all have them. Okay. We all have our own issues, our own problems, our own struggles, our own things that chase us. But now it's time that we own it. And when we own our own stuff, we can therefore now avoid taking on someone else's stuff, because we don't have room for that or time for that. Our life is short. We don't even know that God's going to let us live till next week. All right. Sandra Forrester. Absolutely. You can't help people that don't want it or even seeing it. Exactly. They don't even see it for themselves. How are you going to help them? They have an excuse for everything they do. If they did that, it's because you did that. And look, we're all guilty of it. But narcissists will put it in your face to the point where they're really blaming you for it. Like, I'm blaming my cat's health for not working out, right? Because it made me really depressed, and I was so obsessed with watching whether he was going to the bathroom or not. It just put me in a horrible place, because this has been going on for weeks now. He keeps having problems. But am I putting that on to someone else? When my fiance comes over, am I saying, "Hey, I'm in a bad mood. Get out of my get out of my way. My cat's sick. Get lost." I don't think Ronnie would have asked me to be his wife if I acted like that. So anyway, these toxic people, they do the same things over and over again. And as I stated in the beginning of my video, if you were very confused by all those definitions, I'm right with you. It's quite confusing, ain't it? So anyway, I hope this reaches and hits a nerve with you guys, and goes somewhere. You know, I will keep and I will continue to say it over and over and over again. This truly is a choice, and you have to see it that way. You have to understand this, because in order for anybody to evolve, including dealing with other toxic people, you have to understand that this is a choice to take the behaviors you're doing and to own them. Own them for yourself, and let the people that are doing this to you, let them own it too. Well, uh, I don't know why the song isn't playing, and I'm trying to play my song. A lot of times when I put the music back on, there is a glitch in the system where my voice gets really, in and out. So if that's doing that right now, I apologize. But, guys, I hope this video helped you or could possibly help somebody else out there to own their own crap. And that's my message tonight. And I love you all. I'm Trace Face. It is time we all face the truth together.